To mark the International Day of Italian Cinema, we are visiting the locations where Pier Paolo Pasolini shot two of his iconic films, Accattone in 1961 and Mamma Roma in 1962. This spot will probably look familiar to you just because it hasn't changed a lot since Pasolini shot one of Accattone's scenes here. We are at the intersection between Via Leonardo Bufalini and Via Carlo Herrera. The scene we are talking about is the one where Accattone gives Stella a necklace as a gift.
Yeah, adesso l'opera è completa.
All the buildings that were there are still here. And so that's why not much has changed. This is the church of San Felice da Cantalice, located in the Roman neighborhood of Centocelle, where Pasolini used to shoot a lot of scenes of his movies. Precisely in front of this church, he shot the scene where Accattone tells Stella that he loves her.
Lo sai che io già ti voglio bene? Io faccio presto, sai, quando uno se lo merita come te.
The church in the black and white movies looks white, but in reality, it is red. You will probably remember how Mamma Roma wanted to make her and her son's life better. So, at the beginning of the movies, she decides to move to the big city, to a new life, and of course, to a new house. And that's where we are right now.
Eccola laggiù, casa nostra, la vedi? La finestra lassù, dove ci batte il sole. Dove ci stanno quelle mutande stese. Lassù, all'ultimo piano. Oh, ma guarda che qua ci stiamo solo un altro po' di giorni, eh. Poi vedrai in che casa ti porta tua madre. Vedrai quanto è bella.
We are in front of the new house where Mamma Roma and Ettore start their new life in Rome. The building has two names. It could be called Palazzo dei Ferrovieri or Palazzo dei Cervi. Palazzo dei Ferrovieri in English is Railwayman's Building, and that's probably because this area is very close to the train station. This structure that is in front of it definitely wasn't there when Pasolini shot the movie. The other name of the building, Palazzo dei Cervi, in English is Deer's Building, and that's because of the statues that are on the columns at the entrance. We are in Piazza Tommaso de Cristoforis, in a Roman neighborhood called Casal Bertone. It is very nice to be here and to look around because as I walk, I realize that not so much has changed except for the amount of cars that there is right now, because when Pasolini shot Mamma Roma, things were different. This is what Via Lucio Sestio looks like now, and if you look closely at the end of it, you can still spot some ruins from Parco degli Acquedotti. You'll probably recognize this street from Mamma Roma, even if it looks a lot different right now. It is mostly a parking spot. But here, it is where Mamma Roma used to have her fruit stand and where Ettore used to come and visit her.
Ma che t'ha preso una paralisi? Che sei venuta a fare?
Ah signore, è mica venuta per voi, sa. Qui c'è la calamita, c'è il tiratino.
Actually, where I'm walking right now is exactly where Ettore used to walk, with that big acquedotto.
Cavate, donne, cavate! Ammazza solo che voce che c'avete. Aia con le patate, signora, dai! Cavate, signor, cavate!
If you saw the locations of Le Notti di Cabiria, you'll remember that Piazza San Giovanni Bosco played a key role. Fellini used the exterior of the church in that film. He also shot scenes from La Dolce Vita inside and outside of the church. In Mamma Roma, Pasolini used the exterior of San Giovanni Bosco only as an establishing shot, but shot the interior church scenes elsewhere.
Mi scavi tutta, mi scavi Ettore! E che te frega, c'è il pettinino?
This busy road is where Pasolini shot one of the motorcycle scenes with Ettore and Mamma Roma. It is located in Via del Quadraro. Very busy, night and day. We are now in Parco degli Acquedotti, another widely used location by Pasolini in Mamma Roma. Parco degli Acquedotti is one of the largest Roman parks where you can still see a lot of Roman ruins and the huge acquedotti. Here we are precisely in an area that's probably Villa delle Vignacce, an ancient Roman villa. Still pretty magical and iconic, and not so different from when Pasolini shot his movie. Do you remember when in Mamma Roma, Ettore would walk through this park near these ruins and then meet up with the guys? Yes, that's exactly where I'm standing right now. We couldn't have ended this video without visiting Parco Pier Paolo Pasolini, the park that honors Pasolini, and it is located where he was brutally killed, between Ostia and Roma, in Via dell'Idroscalo. The park was built a little after the monument itself, that it is at the end of this little path I'm showing you. And these plaques recites some of Pasolini's most iconic literary quotes. Like this one that's coming up that mentions the working class struggle, a topic that was very important to Pasolini, or this next one where he starts to talk about what it will be like when he'll be dead, and this other one where he mentions death itself. We're finally in front of Pasolini's monument that was built by Mario Rosati in 2005. As I already said, this monument was built before the whole park was built, and it is dedicated to the director, author, and poet that Pasolini was by the city of Rome.